All right, so today you guys are in for a treat. We have 8.5 slope-intercept form, and once you write down slope-intercept form, I would like you to write down this equation. Y equals mx plus b. All right, because that is slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. And it's one of my favorites, okay? It's one of my favorites. It helps us graph very quickly, all right? And once again, we call that slope-intercept, and I'm just going to change this background real quick so you can see it. So it's called slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. You don't have to copy that down again, but I do want you to circle two things, m and b. M and B. And those are always the two values we're going to find out. Now, yesterday we learned what this stands for. What does M stand for?
0. How about this wrong?
What was everything we talked about yesterday? M stands for what?
M stands for, I know this, slope.
Yeah. So M stands for slope. And we learned yesterday that slope is what over what?
Wrong and
Rise over
wrong.
run. Very good. So that's what M stands for. Now, as weird as this may sound, B stands for your y-intercept. So M stands for your slope, and B stands for your y-intercept. And if you remember yesterday, okay, a y-intercept, remember this is our y-axis. So it's simply telling you, oh, that's where our line goes across, okay? So that's what our y-intercept is. So, today, get this. Our first couple, all right, it's going to say identify the slope and the y-intercept of the line. And we always want to get it into slope-intercept form first. And slope-intercept form, once again, is y equals mx plus b. Now, let's check this out. Is this in that form?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then my question is, it says identify the slope. What is the slope in this first equation? 2. That's all we're asked to do. What is our y-intercept?
1.
1. That's all it's asking for. It's asking what is in place of m, and you guys correctly said 2. What's in place of b? You correctly said 1. Now, right now, is this y equals mx plus b format?
No.
No. We have to get y all by itself, don't we?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Divide.
Yeah, we have to divide both sides by 4. And when we do that, 4 divided by 4 is going to be y, right?
Yeah.
Then we're going to have this, what actually means negative 8 divided by 4 plus 2x divided by 4, right? They're both over 4. So what's negative 8 divided by 4 then?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. And then we have a plus sign. What is this going to reduce to?
1x over 2.
1x over 2. Great job. Now, is this in slope-intercept form yet?
Yeah.
No, because what do we have to switch? We have to switch these two around, right? So then we're going to have y equals 1/2 x, and then what sign do we have here?
Negative.
Plus a negative 2. So then right now, I'm going to give you 30 seconds then to write down what is our slope and what is our y-intercept. What is our slope and what is our y-intercept?
Okay.
Jude, what'd you get for the slope?
1/2.
Very good. Okay, it's always the number. It's never x. So I love that you guys knew that's always the number in front of x. And then, Colton, what'd you get for the y-intercept?
-2.
Great job. Did you have a -2?
Mm-hmm.
Great job. All right. And sometimes if you ever forget, it's helpful to just write the equation right on top because then you see, oh yeah, there we go. So then if you guys can write down this one exactly as is. This one's probably the trickiest one of all. Because what variable do we have to get all by ourselves? Or itself, I should say.
Y.
Why? Yeah. So right here, what do we have to move first? The 4 or the 3x?
4.
Uh-uh.
No, the 3x.
We do. And how do we move the 3x over first?
Do the reciprocal, right?
Yeah. So right now it's a positive. How do we move it over?
Negative.
Subtract.
Yep. So we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. And once we do that, we get 4y equals negative 3x, then what?
Plus 12.
Plus 12. What's our next step?
Add.
These are not like terms. No?
Subtract.
No. What do we have to get all by itself, you guys?
Y.
Y. Very good. What is happening between this 4 and this y?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. What's the opposite?
Divide.
Yeah. So let's divide this by 4. And we divide this whole side by 4, or we can divide its parts by 4. So I'm going to let you simplify that real quick. So we're going to get y equals something. What's 12 divided by 4?
3.
Very good, okay? Then I'm wondering what the slope is, and I'm wondering what the y-intercept is. Colton, what'd you get for the slope?
3/4.
Close.
What? Negative 3/4.
Negative 3/4. Thank you, okay? Jude, what's the...
3.
Very good.
Nice job. Someone's called you.
Okay, so on this is the test question, right? So we just do circle.
Yeah. Circle ones. Like crossed ones. These are circled here. And then this whole backside for you all of these two big things. Does that make sense?
But I asked you, if you show me the corrections.
You need to get them right.
Oh, I know
Does
that,
that make sense?
but I was confused because I thought that you meant just to do the circle correction.
No, the ones that were circled, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now I get it. Learn.
All right. Awesome. Thank you for coming to clarify. All right. So then let's check this out, you guys. Are these in slope intercept?
No.
Yes. Not yet.
Close.
Not yet.
What's the only thing we have to do?
Divide 4.
Well, we have to split them, right? We have to put
Yeah.
x over
Wow. A 4.
4 and 2 over
4.
4. What number is actually in front of x right now?
1.
Yeah. And then if we simplify it one more time, we have 1/4 x then. What is 2/4 reduced to? Jude?
Divide.
What is it reduced to?
4 over 2.
No. What number goes into both of these?
2.
Yep. You're welcome. 2. 2 goes into 2 how many times?
1.
Once. 2 goes into 4.
2.
So then it's 1/2. So then I'm going to give you some time then. Label what your slope and intercept is for that one.
For the bottom one?
For the top one. Bottom one, what do you have to move first, Colton?
Oh, the Y. No, the X.
Uh-huh.
You can do that. Can I do that one now?
So what's your slope, Jude?
1 over 4.
Great job. Okay. What's your y-intercept?
4.
Huh?
1 over 2.
1 over 2. Very good. 1/2, right? 1/2. Great. And then if we can write this one down, okay? You guys are doing a wonderful job of knowing what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. But sometimes the hardest part is getting it into slope-intercept form, right? So if we check that out, when we get in the slope-intercept form, what do we want to get all alone?
Y.
Great job. Okay. And Colton already told us we have to move the x first. How can we move it to the other side? Subtract. Awesome. So we're going to subtract 12x from both sides of our equal sign to keep our equation balanced. And then when we subtract something from itself, that's going to be 0. Very good. So we're left with 4y minus 2 equals negative 12x. What do we have to move next?
Negative
The
2.
Very good. How do we bring it over here? Add it. That's awesome. You guys are doing so great. And so I like that you know inverses we have to add 2. Are 12x and 2, are they like terms?
Yes.
Can we combine them?
Uh-huh.
No.
No, wait, never mind.
One has an x, right? One does not. So we just
Yeah.
keep them separate. And then you math wizards. How do we get y all by itself?
Divide.
We divide this side by 4. Great job. And what we do with that side, we do this. But then I'm just going to split it right away. Is that okay?
Mm.
And then watch here. 4 divided by itself is
0.
Y.
Y.
1. Yep, 1y. Okay? So we have y equals, what is negative 12x divided by 4?
Negative 3.
Negative 3x. Wonderful. Plus, what is 2/4 reduced to?
1 over 2.
1 over 2. Amazing. So this, you guys, is the first part of our assignment. All about y equals mx plus b, okay? If you didn't circle this equation, y equals mx plus b, please make sure you circled, star it, highlight it. All right, this is a really important formula that helps us graph very quickly. Now, quick little review. What's a different way we learned how to graph? We used charts, but what else have we done in the past? What else have we done? What did we find?
X, Y.
X and Y intercepts. That's great, okay? So this is a different way that we learn how to graph, okay? So if you can write this down to steps to graph using the y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to get rid of this snowflake for a second. There you go. So steps to graph using y equals mx plus b. So I'll give you some time to write that down. And then you just want to put get into, right? 1. Yep, and then, yep, great job. And then put get into, so get, G-E-T, into y equals mx plus b.
Oh,
Yep, put y equals mx plus b, yep. Plus b, not equals. Very good. Second thing, plot y-intercept. Plot y-intercept and slope. And then we connect dots. And Colton, if you just want to get this, if you want to start on your way of getting this into slope-intercept form first, you can. All right, so let's check this out. If you're not done writing down the steps, it's okay, because our first step, let's just go through them step by step. It says get it into slope-intercept form, or get it to look like y equals mx plus b. And right now, that's what we've been working on right now. And we know that if any number is attached to y, we don't move that first. We have to move our negative 12x over first. And how are we going to do that?
Add.
Add it. Great job. So let's add 12x to both sides of our equal sign. Negative 12x plus 12x will be 0. So we're left with negative 24y. And then we'll have 12x. I always like to write this first since it's supposed to be first. And then what symbol goes in front of the 36?
Equal. How about add?
Plus. Yeah, very good. Then, if we do our next step, what do we have to do to both sides?
Subtract.
What's happening between these two?
Multiply.
Yep, so what's the opposite of multiplication?
Divide.
Yep, and so we have to divide both sides by negative 24. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Negative 24. Now, something divided by itself is just going to be y, right? 1. 1. But right here, what we have learned before in the previous slides is we want to separate them. Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great job. Now, let's check this out. When we get to this step, what is the largest, what's the number that goes into both of them?
Well,
Yeah, how many times does 12 go into 24?
4. No.
Twice. And so we're going to have actually what number in front of our x?
negative.
Negative 1/2. Okay? And I love that you knew that you can move the negative up, right? Negative 1 over 2. Great. And then we have plus, what number goes into both?
12.
12. 12 does go into 36. How many times?
3 times.
3 times. Very good. How many times does 12 go into here again?
2.
Negative 2.
Negative
So we have then negative 3/2 for this one, right? So our slope-intercept form would actually be this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, here's my question. What's our next step? Are we done with our first step?
No. Yes, yes.
Are we? Is this in slope-intercept form? Yes, it is. So then, here's my question. What's your slope?
Negative 1 over 2.
Great job. What's your y-intercept?
Negative 3 over 2.
Okay. What is negative 3/2 actually as a decimal number?
Negative 1 over 2.
Negative 1 point what?
2.
Divide the top by the bottom.
1, 2. Oh, 0.1.
How many times does 5 go into 10?
5.
So we have 1.5. Okay? Are you guys ready for this then? Plot your y-intercept. So this is where it gets fun. And by fun, I actually mean fun. Okay? We always plot our y-intercept first. And what is our y-intercept again? Negative
1.5.
Yeah, and so then we go to our graph. We go up or down?
Down.
Down, 1, and then
Negative
1/2,
half 5.
and we go right there. So please write this down. Let's start writing. So we always plot our y-intercept first. Then, check this out. What does slope actually mean? What does slope mean again? What over what?
Negative 1 over 2.
Run. Rise over run.
Rise over run. So watch this. From our y-intercept, we have to rise a negative 1. How do you rise a negative 1 from this point?
Go down.
You go down
Yeah.
1. Now, we don't end there because we're supposed to run 2. Which way is that?
Red.
Right, 2. So that is our first dot. We go down 1 to the right 2. And here's the cool thing about slope. You do another one. So you go down 1. So once again, we go down 1 over 2. We're going to go down 1 again and over
2.
2. And we could keep doing this, okay? Okay, and because then the last step after we create all those dots is we connect them. And that's our line. And that's our line. So our steps are, again, once we get into slope-intercept form, we plot our y-intercept, and we use our slope to figure out other points.
How many dots do you think we need?
I always like 3 dots, because if you get 2 dots that don't match up, we did something wrong. Okay? Great question. Great question. So then, not only do we want to be able to graph, which we're going to go back to in a second, we want to be able to write the equation of the line when they give you the slope and the y-intercept. So when it says write the equation of the line, what equation is it talking about? What equation?
The 4 and the 2.
Well, yes, but what equation are we going to plug those into?
Y, M,
And the
X
X.
plus,
Are we missing anything?
yes,
What?
equals us.
Yeah, we need the equal sign. Very good. Okay, so can you guys write down then what you think this is going to be, given that n value and that b value?
And we do the next one?
So let's see if we got it. Okay, Jude, what'd you write for this first one?
-4.
Because we want to plug it into this equation.
Oh.
So what would this equation be then if we use these values? Are we plugging anything in for y?
No.
No, so we just keep that the same. Are we plugging anything in for n?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we plugging in?
-4.
Great job. Are we plugging anything in for x?
No.
No, so we just keep that the same. And then are we plugging anything in for b?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we plugging in?
2.
And that's as easy as it gets.
Oh.
So you just plug in the slope and the y-intercept. I love that you fixed and you kept on trying. So let's try the bottom one then. What do we have for the bottom one?
Y equals -13.8.
Yup.
And X add 3.
Great job. Colton, is this what you had?
Yes.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay? And so then once we get beyond this, all right, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. We do want to be able to do this. We want to be able to write the equation sometimes when they give us the points. So watch this. That equation we're dealing with all day today should always be the first thing we write down. And what's that equation again?
Mx add b.
Okay, perfect. Colton, from this picture alone, what do you know? Because we always look for 2 values. What 2 values do we always look for again?
Mx
M and the what?
b.
D. Okay. Can you tell us one of those values?
Yeah, B is the -4.
How'd you know that? That's awesome.
It's on the Y.
Bottom.
Yeah, do you see?
Yeah.
It runs into your y-intercept at -4. Awesome. Do you remember how we figure out the slope?
This,
What is slope again?
this a rise?
Rise over what?
Wrong.
Run. Awesome. Okay? And how much do we have to rise to get to this other point?
5.
Try again.
4.
4. So because we went up, is that a +4 or -4?
Positive.
It is a +4. Great job. Then how much do we have to run?
3.
And this is our what? What is this called again?
Wrong.
No, what is this called? M stands for?
Slow.
Very good. Now that we know the slope and now that we know the y-intercept, can we write our equation? All right, let's do that, please. What'd you guys get?
I got y equals 4/3 x plus negative.
Do you agree with that, Jude?
Yeah.
Great job. Now, we're already to our practice set, okay? And if you guys can please open up your books, I'm guessing we're gonna do 10 through 18 events, 34 and 36. So let's just check that out. I'm not gonna cut you loose until we look at it. So we wanna make sure we're on 8.5.
That is 8.5. And,
And so, yeah.